Jenny Holman, MD. I'm a fellow of the American Academy of Dermatology, boarded both in dermatology and in dermatologic micrographic surgery. I've been in practice for 15 years. I came to practice in Tyler, Texas. My family is here. My mentor who encouraged me to become a dermatologist was here, and so I joined a group here in Tyler, Texas, coming back home. I found out about my current job through my mentor, and so I didn't look very hard for my job. Sometimes there's some uncertainty where you're going back to your hometown and joining a group, but it's been a great opportunity for me. The biggest challenge for me during the job search process was deciding, did I want to go back home to a more rural community, or did I want to be in a more urban area? It turns out actually I had my thoughts backwards. Practicing in a rural community, I got as busy as I wanted to be, as quickly as I wanted to be, and I've stayed that way for 15 years. Coming to a market where there's less market saturation and competition is a great way to practice medicine. The one thing that was most helpful for me during the job search process was getting to know the people that I was going to practice with before I actually made the commitment to join the practice. I wanted to spend my days working alongside people who have the same values as I do, who have the same ethical ideas about medicine as I do. And so as I got to know them, began to build a network of trust with the physicians I was going to work with, that really made me feel secure about making the decision to come to my current practice. I think there's a lot of advice for residents. Having done this for a while and watched lots of residents graduate and join our practice, number one, I think you need to find a job right out of residency where you've got financial security and where someone else is going to handle some of the day in, day out. We finished residency really well trained to be physicians, to practice medicine, but we are not necessarily well trained to run a practice, to be a business person. And so having someone in those first couple of years that can handle things like HR, payroll, coding assistance, MIPS requirements, all those kind of things, it's overwhelming, all the red tape around just what we learn in residency, which is how to practice medicine. So starting your career where you can really practice medicine and learn that part that we're not taught in residency, I think is really key for residents who are graduating. The other thing that's very helpful, like I said, for me personally, I was scared that I wasn't going to an urban market and that I wouldn't be busy enough. It's actually the opposite that I find. Some of these residents, as they graduate, they're going to more saturated markets and they're struggling and competing for patients. For me, it was great starting out and continuing in a market where I wasn't in a lot of competition. So I was very busy, able to figure out what I liked about my practice, how to tailor my practice. And so it's been a great opportunity for me. And so for residents, the other thing that I've seen that residents don't understand is as they're going through these contract negotiations, a 40% of collections here doesn't always equal a 40% of collections there. It's important to ask the questions that we're not taught in residency. What does your 40% mean? What is your revenue per encounter? What does your accounts receivable look like? Do you have someone that's doing payer negotiations with these big payers so that your contracts are constantly up to date? There's so much more than just around the numbers in your contract, and it's important to have someone who can help you walk through those questions as you look at your contract.